Some breaking news here on the Ohio State Football Report. I am Tom Downey. A fourth scholarship quarterback has been added to the Buckeyes roster. It is Eli Brickhandler. I think an elite name for a quarterback at a Houston Christian. So, yeah, we'll break down that one since I don't think that was a known name before like an hour ago for any Ohio State diehards. Before we dive into that, when news happens, we have you covered, recruiting, etc. We are 480 subs away from 11,000 subscribers here on the Ohio State Football Report. Help us get there. In exchange, you get free OSU videos. Call that a win-win. Hit that sub button for me right now. Brickhandler posting this edit on social media. I don't know if it'll actually be number 5. That kind of feels like too good of a number to give to the fourth string QB. But this is the newest Ohio State quarterback. Now, if your response was, who? I do not think you are alone. This is by no means a household name. And I question if anyone outside of Houston Christian, North Carolina A&T, his high school, etc., could tell you who this is. By the reports out there, this is actually a scholarship QB. He is getting a full ride to come to Ohio State and be the fourth QB. And I will say this off the jump, and then we'll go into why I'm saying this here in a little bit. So we took a little bit longer to get this video out because I had to do a bit more research on this one. If he ever has to play a real snap that matters, not in garbage time, something has gone terribly wrong. This is very clearly your fourth scholarship QB. You won a fourth, and frankly, I kind of suspect that it was a hard sell for Ryan Day, for Ohio State, to find a fourth scholarship QB. Think about what the fourth scholarship QB is at a place like Ohio State. You've got no chance to be the starter. You've got no chance to be the number 2. You got no real chance to be the number 3 this year, and you're no real chance to ever go beyond that fourth QB because you're never going to outcompete some of the other young guys they're going to recruit. Hey, come never play for us is actually a pretty tough sell for competitors, for athletes. So your available talent pool looks very, very different. And I think that's very much the case here with Eli Brickhandler. Still kind of a fun name, though. We'll go in depth on this, who he is, what this means for the quarterback room moving forward. But give me your one-word reaction to the addition of Eli Brickhandler. Let me know in the comments section of today's show. This will be the pinned comment, by the way. So let's meet the new QB then. He is apparently a graduate transfer, by the way. Spent 3 years in college. Also spent a year at a prep school in Chapel Hill area, which is where he went to high school, by the way. Really fascinating notes, and borderline wild, actually, from 24/7 Sports, is that he had actually looked into playing pro football in Europe this summer, or I guess this spring, and then said, I'm going to transfer, and the Ohio State stuff comes together. That's super unusual, that he was looking into playing pro football in Europe before transferring, and then ends up at Ohio State. I don't know if that's ever happened before. I don't know if it'll ever happen again, but college football is changing, I guess. His career, 2 years at North Carolina A&T, last year at Houston Christian. They are the Huskies, and yes, that is startlingly similar to the UConn Huskies logo. It's a little bit different, but it's the face-on view of a Husky. And now he's at Ohio State. He's got 2 years of eligibility, so he can hang out for 2 years if they want him to. TBD how that actually plays out, but he does have 2 more years remaining of eligibility. And you can get the Ohio State National Championship shirt. Different than the ones we mostly mentioned throughout the post-championship high. This is the schedule shirt. It's got all the results on the back. We will have, by the way, that was the initially planned video today, schedule prediction for this upcoming season. Go to chatsports.com/OSU shirt to get yours today. Is on sale. Some limited sizes available, though. Check it out, chatsports.com/OSU shirt. Brickhandler did play some at Houston Christian this past year. He completed 49.4% of his passes. Can you tell why I said you don't ever want him playing games that matter? This is why. 7.2 yards per attempt, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He was not the number 1 QB at Houston Christian. In his previous 2 years then at North Carolina A&T, he completed 52.2% of his passes, 6.5 yards per attempt. NC A&T, Houston Christian, it's not big schools, does offer some mobility. Almost 4 yards per carry despite taking 26 sacks and really not that many games and opportunities and experiences. Again, this is just we're trying to find a fourth scholarship QB, and all the other scholarship QBs had harbored hopes of being able to play at the collegiate level, and you were not ever going to get that at the Ohio State fourth spot. But objectively, it is kind of weird, I think. So how many snaps, be honest, and we can include garbage time here, does Eli Brickhandler play for Ohio State? Let me know in the comments section of today's show. This is the new Ohio State quarterback room. Julian Sayin, Lincoln Kienholz, still competing for that number one QB job. Sayin viewed as the favorite. Tavien St. Clair is the five-star freshman who's just going to be QB3, maybe not play much at all. And then Eli Brickhandler is in place at the number 4 QB spot. More on the other QBs then in this room, all of whom are ahead of Eli Brickhandler, who, by the way, was not ranked in the 24/7 Sports Composite rankings. You contrast that with Julian Sayin, who was the number 1 ranked QB in his class, the 2024 class, a 5-star, number 6 overall, committed to Alabama, then flipped over to Ohio State after the Nick Saban retirement. By all accounts, had himself a pretty quality spring game performance. Did a good job. Had maybe one of his better practices, so to speak, in that spring game. Is viewed as the favorite to be QB1. Lincoln Kienholz, though, is not just going to give him the job. Number 1 ranked player out of South Dakota, top 200 overall recruit, a 4-star. Maybe didn't have the best stuff in the games he's played. He kind of got a chance back in 2023 in the bowl game, the ill-fated bowl game. The touchdowns look better in the spring game. Much slower start, though, for Kienholz in that game. And general vibes are Sayin is ahead of him at this time. And then there's the next 5-star QB, the number 1 player from Ohio, the number 4 overall player, just the number 3 QB in the class of 2025, the 5-star Tavien St. Clair. He is simply not ready yet. So you saw that in the spring game, 2 interceptions, not his best stuff, needs some more time. I think the big thing for Brickhandler is to be it's kind of what I call the NFL backup QB job. If you have to play, that's fine. Be prepared. But part of it is making sure the other QBs in the room are prepared. Almost being a hybrid coach. Being, your vibes have to be high. If you're going to be the 4th QB for Ohio State, everyone's got to like you. It's not about what you do on the field, it's what you do off it, behind the scenes. That's where his impact will be felt.